ended up in foster care. After being charged...
So your intention this evening was to take your own life?
Yeah,
Gregson,
suicide.
psychotic cop.
Today's video shows one of the top criminals
his own
loathed
brothers
by law
in
enforcement. A cop that kills one of his own. Kevin Gregson had been troubled since childhood. From shooting animals with a pellet gun to uncontrollable rages, he eventually ran away from home several times and ended up in foster care. After being charged and convicted for theft, Gregson waited 10 years to try and get a pardon and his record sealed. On the force, Gregson was suspended several times due to a number of run-ins with other officers. On December 29, 2009, Gregson stabbed and killed Constable Eric Snopik at the emergency entrance of the Ottawa Civic Hospital. Afterwards, he was restrained by 4 civilians before being taken into custody.
And it didn't work. And I'm trained to take life. That's my specialization. And I can't believe the stupid knife.
Well, you continue to say your specialization. You didn't learn that as a police officer.
Yeah, I did.
Because I've never learned that. I've been a police officer longer than
They're
you.
not like us. We're the Mounties. So I just have holes in my head. And he said, because of that, he said, technically I shouldn't be walking or talking right now. I should be dead. And he says, it's just that I'm just tough. I'm physically fit. So, and even with these cutting my throat, I got in there good and deep. I was working it. And the doctor said that the arteries not, they move around.
Well, I think that's a natural reflex for them to try to move out of the way.
But I got in there good. I was like zigzagging it, and it just still didn't work. Damn it. Oh well.
Gregson has bandages wrapped around his throat after an apparent suicide attempt. He is very matter-of-fact and seems to want to kill himself for the sake of killing rather than remorse. Clearly, there are some mental issues at work. If he was just trying for some type of insanity plea, stabbing himself that badly in the throat is a risky way to go about it.
Maybe a train will do it.
Well, I can be very honest with you, Kevin. If you ever
Get out of here, yeah. Well, so I can get on the train.
That's if.
If I don't care.
You're facing,
Pen time.
Kevin. You're facing first-degree murder. The punishment for first-degree murder is life in jail.
Yes, it is.
Oh, if that's what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen then.
I want you to
My
correct me.
intent was to die tonight, and because I cut my throat and it didn't work, I needed a gun so I could blow my brains out. And the only people who have guns are police officers. And so I went down to the hospital because the hospitals always have policemen there.
That top caption.
That's it. I wanted a gun. I wanted to die. That's all. I still want to die.
Wants the easy way out.
You're a young man, Kevin. You have a ton of things going for you.
No, I don't. Not
You have a
anymore.
beautiful wife.
She's going to leave me for this. I'm not stupid. I know my wife. She's going to be gone after this.
You'll always have a son. You're always a father. Do you have any other children?
Yeah, a couple more.
When you hurt yourself, or when you cut your neck the first time, you said you did it 3 times today?
Oh, I did 6. I did 3 on one side. I just dug it in.
Yeah.
Nope. 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 And then because it's supposed to work.
But did you have it bandaged up when you went to the hospital?
Yeah, because I was bleeding everywhere. It was
So where'd you get the
disgusting.
bandaging?
At my house.
Oh, okay.
I just got some Band-Aids, put them on it.
Okay.
That's all. And then I put another one on top of it because like I'd get dressed and then all of a sudden down my front and be like, gross.
When, where'd you get the car?
Oh yeah, yeah. I carjacked that at the Tim Hortons. I told the guys already. I just took it. I just in a couple. I said, I need your car.
And what'd they say?
Okay. And they got out and that was it.
How did you just told them you wanted the car? That doesn't seem like it works out like
I
that.
said, just give me your car. I need it.
And did you have any weapons? You have your knife?
No.
Did you have your gun?
Mhm.
Yes.
I waved it around.
Yeah. Whereabouts in the parking lot was it? I know the parking lot pretty well.
Right in front of Tim's.
Well, there's a police station right across the
You
street.
know, that's what makes it even really audacious.
Well, why didn't you just go over there and wait for a police officer if you were looking for a gun?
I actually was. I drove around their lot about 3 times looking for a guy, but they were all off shift.
It's cold out.
Well, I don't know. It was in between shifts because when I came over to the hospital, I was passed by 3 cars, and they're heading back because I guess shift was over for them over there.
They were heading back you were going down a green, I don't follow. You
I was
were,
going to the hospital, and
Yeah.
I just drove past
where were you
me
between the time you took the carjacking and the murder? Where were you?
at home.
Home doing
Washing
what?
my clothes, washing the bedding.
So you stole the car, went home, or you did the carjacking,
Yeah.
drove the car.
I went home and I just cleaned up the place best I could.
No. With anyone?
My parents. I went by and saw them. Showed my dad my cut, my neck and stuff. Just told them goodbye. Then they drove around looking for me
How do you know that?
because they sent me an email.
How do you know you had an email?
Because I checked on the computer when I was at home,
Oh, it's on the computer at your house?
Yeah.
Okay.
on the laptop.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to get a search warrant for your house. You understand that, right?
Hmm.
Okay. And did you respond to the email?
No.
Okay.
Just have you say goodbye.
And goodbye, did you tell them what the goodbye meant? Like,
Yeah,
not I'm
well-
traveling to Europe. But
No, I just said I tried to cut my throat and it didn't work, so I had to go find something else, and I wasn't going to drown myself. Because with my luck, I would fall in the water, and I wouldn't drown.
When describing the carjacking, Gregson seems almost pleased with himself. His obsession with finding a gun is rather odd, since if he really wanted to die, he could keep trying with a knife or jump into traffic. But logical thought process doesn't seem to be high on his list of abilities.
So I had to find a weapon. I even drove by all the donut shops until it clicked in hospital. No, I'm not being disparaging the donuts with the guys. It's just like we always went to the donut shops because they're open all night.
why didn't you take a break?
And you take a break.
You're allowed to have breaks, right? Union breaks?
We don't have a union, but that's what you do at the coffee shop. People think it's because we're lazy or something, but it's just because they're open.
Sure.
And you get that sugar fix too when you're tired working late shifts.
You still think like a cop, Kevin.
I know.
Do you feel sorry for what happened?
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing I can do. Nothing can be done. Like you said, you can't take back.
Well, there is. You could say sorry.
Are you? Well, to who?
Oh, wow.
Somebody will be watching this someday.
Yeah, I know. They're not gonna. His kids. Oh my gosh, he has kids.
How do you know?
Because Thompson told me. No, some other guy. He says you're a. What do you said? You sack of shit. He has 2 kids.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
Wow, call him a sack of crap.
Sorry, doesn't cut it. So.
You might want to try it. No?
Oh no, I'm not saying no. Hey, down the road, if I run into his kids, if they come to me and I'll
If they
talk to
come
them.
to him?
I'll tell them I'm
Oh,
sorry.
my gosh.
Well, with all due respect, Kevin, I don't think they want to talk to you.
Yeah, that's good. I wouldn't want to talk to me either.
You're not evil, Kevin.
No.
You've done something evil, and I'm trying to understand why.
I just wanted a gun. I wanted to kill myself. That's all.
But you left a big piece of the puzzle out.
What's that?
What happened?
You didn't kill yourself, idiot.
My lawyer says not to say. My police instincts say not to say, and that's it.
Well,
So
you're the
I'll
one that
just
gets
wait.
to decide in here.
Yeah.
There's just you and me here.
No, it's not. There's a video camera. And guys are watching, and every time they think of a question, they call you on the phone. That's what we do too.
I'm in here all by myself, man.
You have a phone, and they call you because
Sure
they're
enough.
watching.
No, they can't call me.
Doesn't matter.
There may be people watching, but this
But that's
is
what we
your
do,
time,
too.
Kevin. Well,
I don't.
we operate a little differently. This is your time. Like I said, this would be a perfect opportunity for you to say sorry. This would be a perfect opportunity for you to fill in the blanks. Like I said, that's why I put you to that position to you. If someone came to you and said, "Hey, give me your gun," as a police officer, you know exactly what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
You would not give your gun up. So
Right.
I don't get where you think that you could go and approach a uniformed officer or anybody in the security industry and say, give me your gun. You're wearing 2 bulletproof vests, Kevin.
You're wanting me to give you a statement again.
Well, I'm trying to understand, Kevin. And I'm sure everybody is. There's probably at least 800,000 people in this city who are trying to understand.
Yeah.
There'll be probably hundreds of thousands of people in a couple days trying to understand. And this is your time to make them understand, or to let them understand what happened. Because for the reasons I already stated, you don't approach a police officer. You know as well as I do, Kevin, if I were to touch your gun when you're in uniform, you know what you're trained to do. I know what I'm trained to do.
Right.
I just have a hard time grasping what it is, what was going through your mind. Like I said, we have witnesses, we have stuff, we have evidence. I don't think that in my opinion, is not a question. The question is why. And with all due respect, Kevin, I don't think you wanting to end your life justifies the actions that you took. That's my opinion. There'll be a trier of fact who will judge that, not me. I just don't get it. And I'd be doing the very same thing if you were the person that had their life ended. And I'd be talking to you just the very same if you weren't a cop, which you are.
The detective is trying to discover Gregson's motivation. This case is especially tense because cops do not take it well when one of their own turns on them, and that is putting it mildly. Gregson is unwilling to talk. Right now, all he wants to do is die, and closure for anyone else is the furthest thing from his mind.
You are a Mormon, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think your religion, I think, tells you your damnation is yours, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to hell.
Yeah. So why didn't you slit your wrists?
Because it doesn't work when you cut your
It does
wrists.
if you cut them the right way.
Well, even you cut along with that, they'll bunch up together. The best thing is the throat. I should have done the leg maybe. I don't know.
Femoral artery?
Yeah. But I didn't know. After it didn't work, and I was like, whatever, I need a gun.
When did you decide you needed a gun? What time?
I don't know.
What time did you cut your neck at?
7.
7 p.m.?
Mm-hmm.
And then you know what time you went out and got the car at? Did the carjacking?
I walked over to the donut shop.
Because you live nearby, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just down the street.
Yep.
So I walked over there, and then the opportunity presented itself, so I took it. And
Was it before or after midnight?
it was way before that.
Okay. And then you went back home? You went to see your
I
parents?
went to see my parents, then I went home. And
Did you do anything else?
no, I just I cleaned up. It was a real mess. And then I kept spurting on the right side all the time. I'd just be standing there, start spurting. So I had to wash my clothes a couple times. And I figured I wasn't coming back, so I just enjoyed laying on my sofa.
Why did you figure you were not coming back?
Because I could have been
Need your support.
shot and killed at the hospital. It was suicide by cop.
Well, you were wearing a bulletproof vest, 2 of them, as a matter of
2 of
fact.
them.
How did you figure that was going to happen?
If you got lucky, hit me in the head. Triple tap, eh? 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. That's what I'm trained to do. That's what they train us in depot. But most guys can't do that because they get nervous. The first shot will go in, then the other 2 will go off. But you never know. But I just wanted to go so I can go home. I wanted to die in my own place. I just wanted to go die in my home, my space, not on the street or in the snow.
That's what you caused.
I know. So
What did you tell the officer when you approached him?
I know you really want to know. I can't tell you. I'll tell my lawyer, and he can tell you.
Well, that's you know better than me. That's not how this works.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't matter. I'm screwed either way. It doesn't matter.
Kevin, it does matter.
Oh, it does. It doesn't matter. I'm screwed. I'm screwed. I can't even die.
Or a letter?
No.
You're just checking out?
Checking out.
Why so defeatist, Kevin?
I'm not defeatist. It's not defeatism. I'm just going. I'm leaving. I'm just going over there.
Lots of people say that you're
That's
just
not what
giving
I
up.
believe. That's not what I think.
You've just given up.
No, I'm just going.
You seem rather matter of fact about it.
Yeah.
How does someone get so resolved to just to say, you know what, that's the way I'm going? How does someone do that?
Because I've been this way for 5 years. What kept me going in my outfit? It doesn't matter now. I'm being charged with first-degree murder. When they were causing me trouble at work, my plan when I was in Regina was to put my surge on and go down to the Parliament buildings and cut my throat, which I'm glad I didn't do because it wouldn't have worked. Just to cause trouble for the force, because it would have been a big PR thing. And when I got here in town, my thing was I'll go down to the Centennial Flame and just lay out there. And now I realize, holy shit, that would have been the stupidest thing in the world because I couldn't have cut my throat anyways. And that's what kept me going, the fact that I could die and leave at any time. And this has been going on since 2005. And that's what's kept me going. So I've been suicidal for 5 freaking years. So for me, it's no big deal. It sucks to be me. So just things like that. And it was just getting to me. Then they took my pay.
That was this summer, right?
No, that was, they kept it going until November. Then they took it. But the thing they did wrong was they tied it into the pen, which they can't do, and that screwed themselves.
Okay.
Plus, when they took it...
So why? There's my point. That's my point.
Yeah.
So you said they can't do this, and you've appealed this stuff. So why, at this juncture, do you decide, well, Kevin Gregson's checking out? Why? What now? I don't get it. I really don't.
Because I have $30.
Because you have a beautiful son. You have a wife that stood by you to this point. You have children out west that'll always stand by you.
No, they won't.
And you have your church or your religion.
Is a joke.
Your religion.
It's just time. I had enough.
It's more than a little terrifying that he has been in this mental state for so long and has gone unnoticed. He is in a high depression risk profession, so you would think there would be regular mental evaluations. Of course, some people are able to slip through those.
Big noise.
I just lived with it, and I controlled it.
How did you control it, though? I mean, if you're aggressive, how does that work?
I just controlled it. That's all.
You didn't control. You didn't have very much control today.
I wasn't aggressive today. Like, I don't know. It's just, I kind of live with it, and I just kind of control it. Like, tonight I wasn't aggressive. That wasn't aggression at all.
I think a lot of people would disagree with it.
That's okay.
Well, then you'd need to define what you consider to be aggressive.
That wasn't aggression.
Taking someone's life with a knife is not aggressive. I think you'd have a hard time selling that anywhere. Just my point of view.
Mm-hmm.
What would you consider to be aggressive then?
Asserting yourself, things like that.
Asserting yourself? Is that what you said? Is that what you said? Asserting yourself?
Yeah.
That doesn't
You
even
think
make
you're
sense.
a fair person?
That made no sense.
I was. I'm not anymore.
Why?
I'm a monster now.
Because of this?
Oh, yeah.
Or before?
No, because of this.
Do you think it's unjustified? That label? I mean, it's the label you've given yourself. Do you think it's accurate?
Oh, I was thinking about that today because I told my dad that I'm a monster. And the thing is that humans are monsters.
Yeah, but if you told your dad that would be before you murdered the officer. So,
Murdered.
well, you murdered him.
The courts will decide that.
You're right. He took his life. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, there's no getting around that.
No. Okay, so you took his life. So you said you told your father something before you took the officer's life. So
What was that in relation to?
Well, you said you made the comment about being a monster before this happened. I asked you if you thought you were a monster, and you said because of this, and I said you answered yes. But you thought you had some thoughts about being a monster prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because humans. I'm a human being.
I'm a human being too.
Yeah.
We do the same thing, Kevin.
Not really.
No? Why is that?
I'm sitting here in the zoot suit.
Yeah. Well,
And I've done
the allegation against you is that you took somebody's life.
Yeah.
We're on opposite sides of the table. We still do the same thing. They obviously hired us for the same reason.
Yeah. So, whatever.
I just don't know how you get to the conclusion.
To me, all people are bad. That's it.
That's problematic for me.
Well, yeah, I know, but that's how I view it. I look at everybody and they're all bad, and that's it. And they sometimes exhibit a bit of good, but for the most part, they're bad. And that's it. And that's being human.
Well, that's glass half empty. It's not human. It's glass half empty. You choose to do that. That's not necessarily true. Mm-hmm. It's like the people that say the glass is always half full and everything's all rosy. Well, that's not true either. Yeah. Right? I mean...
I have my view, you have yours.
Sure.
You want to be an optimist? I'm not. I'm a pessimist. I'm a realist.
Okay, well, you're a pessimist. I don't know that you're a realist.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, you're being aggressive.
I'm not being aggressive.
No, you're being assertive.
I made a point. Whether you agree or disagree, it's on the table. Whether you accept it or not, that's one thing. It's like you saying you didn't murder the officer. Well,
I didn't.
Well, how do you classify that then? That's the question, I guess.
I'm going to talk to my lawyer about that.
If I tried to take your anything right now, say we're on the street, you and me, and you're walking down the street towards me, and you have a laptop case and a laptop over your shoulder, and I try to take it because I want it, because I need one. What's your response? On a little laptop here. What's your response?
I can't talk to you. You know that.
Well, we are talking.
No, you're gonna try and try. It's okay. I have to talk to my lawyer. I can't. He won't even see me till Innis, so I gotta wait.
No matter what he does to try to get Gregson to speak, Gregson avoids saying anything incriminating about the murder. He has enough experience to know all of the interrogation tricks and seems more bored with them rather than frustrated.
Well, you are the person who makes the decisions in this room.
Actually, I'm not.
Actually, you are.
Well, I've decided not to talk to you about stuff. Just because of my own experience as a police officer, and also because Israel... What's his name? Last name?
Genscher.
Genscher says not to.
And
I understand enough that I do understand the magnitude of what's happened here. Like when the guy says you're a piece of shit, and the guy's dead. It's like, oh, holy shit! It's like, oh no. Okay.
Like you said downstairs, the drama's over.
Yeah, it is over. I'm not gonna get upset. It's done. I tried to die and I couldn't die. I can't die.
It's not about you.
I know it's not about me, but I'm just saying.
It stopped being about you when he took his life.
Yeah, and I'm just saying.
In the execution of his duty. That's where we need to get straight here.
I'm saying is that I'm not gonna go and cause trouble. I'm just gonna.
What trouble could you cause, including your own?
Yeah, I know.
We don't get to decide. You chose. So I think it's we need to just move away a little piece about you, move away from that.
Buddy,
you don't have to trust. You shouldn't trust me.
You're not building trust with me right now. Now you're badgering me, and I'm not going to talk to you. Do I have to sit here and be real quiet until you? Or are you going to make me sit here for hours and hours and hours?
Do anything you want.
Okay.
Except leave.
I know.
You're under arrest.
I know. Yep, I know.
And
I'm charged with first degree.
Well, you're not charged with anything yet.
Mm-hmm.
But based on the information that we have,
That's what you're gonna lay charges.
What
That's
you're
okay. That's what you're gonna do, and that's how the process works.
Yeah, I got the process, and I know that you're a cop, Kevin, and I know that you know all about this. And
No,
you had
actually, I
the same,
don't.
You
know
had the
about
same
it.
course.
But I did have the same course, yes.
Yeah, and you're
I'm in big trouble.
Yeah,
you
but
think
you
I don't
seem-
know that?
Kevin. You seem all matter of fact right now.
I am very matter of fact. I've
You know
always
what?
been matter of fact.
That's not going to go well for you.
Person has to be who they are. I'm not going to put on a show for anyone. I'm not going to look at the thing about me. The way at my work, how they describe me is I'm very brutally honest and I'm awkward because I don't get up and I don't try and I don't pass the buck. I don't
That's exactly
point
what
the
you're
finger.
doing.
No, I'm not.
You think that somehow this whole event is acceptable because you
It's
are only
not
trying to
acceptable.
find a gun to kill yourself. That's what it's coming off as, Kevin. I'm just the spectator in this. I'm just watching. That's how it's coming off to me. That's why I said we got to stop talking about you. The fact that you chose to end your life or to check out, that you're okay with that, doesn't mean that the rest of the world is okay because you decided, made choices for other people tonight. That's what I'm trying to get through to you.
Yeah, but you do understand that'll be my defense.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, and
You're-
that's what I'm going to do.
you're-
So there's no point. Like this whole thing is mental health act. It's written all over it. It's like
How do you figure that?
because I know.
How do you figure this is mental health act?
Because I'm messed up.
Because you're depressed. Is that what you're trying to tell me? We've conversed here like two people sitting on bar stools in a bar. And that's my point. And the truth is the truth,
Yep, and it shall set you free
or condemn you.
or condemn you. Yeah.
Pretty philosophical for two flatfoots.
I've been a cop for 5 years.
Well, there's two things that are going to happen. You're going to be charged.
I'm going to be charged.
Right.
I could go to
You're
jail
either
for a
going to be
long,
convicted,
long time.
convicted or not convicted.
Yeah.
That's the way this is going to go.
Yeah.
And witnesses and evidence is evidence, and witnesses are witnesses, and they say what they say. And you have the opportunity right now to look up at the camera and tell that widow and those children.
You said
That
they're
you're
not going
sorry.
to watch it.
Oh, they'll be watching. I said everyone's going to watch this at some point.
Yeah. Even my people out there, CP. How embarrassing.
Everyone's going to watch. It's embarrassing. You think this is embarrassing?
Although he's doing his best to remain neutral, you can hear the anger and frustration in the detective's voice. Gregson is so focused on himself that it's doubtful much information will be extracted. He knows he is most likely going to prison for life, and he sees no point in cooperating.
Yeah.
That's all you can think of. This is going to be embarrassing.
It's probably a fact. I know that's a fact.
You went from flat foot to, it's going to be embarrassing.
No. You think this is embarrassing? Is that what you want the family to hear? Is that what you want the citizens of this free country? Is that what you want people to know about you? Is that you think this is embarrassing?
Flat foot to embarrassing. Now you're trying to make me feel bad or something. I already feel bad.
You do. Well, then say it.
Huh? I already did a few times.
No. You think this is embarrassing. You don't know how this will impact the RCMP. You're worried about the image, your image. You have a lot more problems than that, my friend.
Yeah. That's okay. It's who I am. If I get locked up for it, I get locked up for it. You're not my friend. I don't have any friends. At all. And I don't need friends. Because my dad's like that. He once told me, he says, you know what? When you have friends, you gotta go and be nice and do things to be acceptable to them. So if you do your own thing, you can do your own thing. You don't have to worry about it. And I have picked up that philosophy. That's it.
Well, you have to know that since people pulled you off or intervened in the stabbing, that we have at least one eyewitness. You know that, right?
There's a girl and a guy and a guy. No, wait. A girl and a guy. The guy had me in a bear. Pretty good. And the girl, she had grabbed my arm, and another girl came and kicked the knife.
Okay, so that would be
That's three people.
That would be three witnesses, right? At least.
Yeah.
In this day and age, you know about video surveillance and cameras and, right?
Yeah.
Eye in the sky, Big Brother, all that stuff, all going. Could be working against you, right?
I don't. It doesn't matter. You know, the courts will decide what happens, and whatever the courts decide, I'll accept.
You had 3 knives or 2?
2.
The knife,
The big one, the Peacekeeper.
the piece. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's called a Peacekeeper. It's a NATO issue. You can buy them at like any
Knife shop.
store, knife
Yeah.
shop, yeah.
And
And then
you
a
had
little one.
You have a Swiss Army in your pocket?
No, it's not Swiss. It's just a. That was just.
Are you considered to be somewhat of a knife expert, or
I guess.
you don't have any? Do you have any specific training other than the stuff you mentioned about knives,
It's
sharp
just,
edge training?
with my work.
Okay, with your work, I mean.
Yeah, and then you just pick up stuff on your own.
Okay.
Knife work is pretty basic.
Yeah.
People make a big deal about dancing around and crap, but it's all prison yard rush. That's all knife work is.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then that didn't work, so I had to get a gun.
Right.
I can't believe it. I
So why didn't you try to buy one on the street?
buy one on the street?
Yeah.
From who? I could have just borrowed one. A long
Yes, you
gun
could
from
have.
someone.
Yes, you could have. That's part of the
But the
idea.
knife was supposed to work, and it didn't work.
Okay, so why didn't you just borrow a rifle from somebody? Why didn't you go to Canadian Tire and buy a shotgun?
Because I don't have a.
Why didn't you know somebody that has a weapon, break in their house and take it?
No, because it's more accessible from a member.
I'd say it's not accessible at all.
Do you have
For the very reason is that you would never give up your gun, and neither would I, under no circumstance. That's not accessible. That's you making a choice to go do that. That's not accessible at all.
Accessibility probably isn't too much of a factor for Gregson. He has already killed one officer, so he might be willing to kill another. It might even work out better for him to be killed in the attempt.
Like I said, that's about a choice you made. You had choices now, you had choices yesterday. You've had choices the whole time. Go and steal one. That's available. Going to a police officer and trying to disarm them to take their sidearm, not available. Did you want the officer to shoot you and kill you?
No, I just want this gun.
Right, so you could kill yourself.
Yeah, at my house. On my sofa. Or in the bathtub. And it would work.
I need to use the washroom. Would you like some water?
No, thank you.
Okay, I'll be back in a second. Did you consider any other manner of death? Any other way of ending your life?
My thing was knife. The knife.
Yeah.
And
But I mean, when the
gun
knife didn't
was
work,
Just the gun. And I thought about pills, but I didn't want to take the chance that it wouldn't work.
well, they'll work. You know they work. You've seen one.
If you take the right amount, but like
Just take them all.
that won't do with me. Look, I'm healthy. I'm not gonna. With my luck, I will just end up damaging all my organs. I'm not gonna go around and be
So you think it's good?
gimpy.
You think you have good luck? You would be able to survive any other fashion
That's
of
not good
suicide?
luck.
Well,
That's
you
what I
call it
thought
bad
of.
luck. Some people would say good luck.
That's what I considered knife. That was what I thought about for a long time, and it didn't work. So I went to the gun. That's all. That's it. That was my thought process.
So why would you involve another innocent party in your own death?
That's how I was thinking.
Pardon?
That's how I was thinking. I just wanted a gun. I just wanted to die. I still do. I don't want to live now. But it's just the way it's worked out.
So you and
You know, if I go into the pen system, maybe I can get involved in the gang and I'll get whacked. There you go. Then I'll be dead there.
so you involved another innocent party, another innocent member of this society, because you couldn't think of any other way to get a gun.
I didn't think of him as being innocent. I just thought of him as someone who possessed the weapon that I wanted.
You don't think he's innocent?
I didn't think of him as an innocent. I thought of him as a person who possessed a weapon that I wanted.
So he became a target because he had something you wanted. Well,
Target?
Well, he's not innocent. If he's not innocent, then he's the
I
target of
didn't
what you were
think.
doing.
I just wanted the gun. That's all I wanted. I wanted the gun. I wanted to die. I wanted the gun.
Why didn't
Life
you
wasn't
get up on the
working.
Queensway and stand in front of a tractor trailer? That,
I didn't
my
think
friend.
about that. I thought it would jump.
So
off
you
the
thought it'd
building.
be easier to go and confront a
With a
police
gun.
officer to get his gun?
Yeah.
You thought that would be easier?
Why do you think I was carrying cuffs?
That's- You were gonna abduct him.
I know. I was just gonna cuff him.
So because you thought he'd go with you, is that it?
No, because I'm stronger than him.
How do you know that?
Because I'm freakishly strong.
You
No,
think,
I am.
You think quite highly of yourself.
Gregson's reasoning is convoluted at best. It's almost like he's poorly attempting to hide another motive. The detective accurately remarks that Gregson thinks highly of himself. He almost brags about his knowledge about knives and his supposedly freakish strength. Being a cop, coupled with his mouth, will most likely be enough to get him killed in prison without having to join any type of gang.
I am. I have lots of experience in restraint. It's no big deal.
So how did a paramedic wrestle you to the ground and keep you
Because I
there if you're so
didn't.
strong?
Because I didn't. Once he took me down, I stopped. It was done. I was telling him to watch the crime scene. Everyone was walking all over it.
So you're concerned about the crime scene at that point?
No, I wasn't. I was just saying, hey, you guys, watch where you're walking.
So you thought in your mind it would be easy to handcuff a police officer and take his gun.
Yeah.
You thought in your mind that was...
Yeah. But the thing is that I was trying to kill myself.
That's what
They
that's
didn't
what
work.
you're alleging, yes.
Not alleging. That didn't work. So I got it in my head, gun. So I went looking for one. I drove everywhere. I drove down past the donut shops. I thought maybe one guy would pull me over because I'm in a car that's hot. They didn't. 3 guys drove past me. They didn't stop me. I'm surprised at that. Wow. Don't these guys pay attention? And then I figured, oh, the hospital, because I used to take clients there. And so it's going to be loaded with police officers. And I'll go there and just grab one from someone. Quick, quick, quick. Gone. It's done.
So
And
you
I'll
expect...
go home,
you
and
expect...
then, yes, I did. And then I'd come home and I'd do my thing. And I could sit there and stare at the wall for a while and just do it. And then I'm done. In my house, in my home, where I'm safe. But it's not my home anymore. But that's irrelevant in that sense. But that's what I was doing. I wasn't thinking about all these other things. I was just thinking about dying and getting a gun.
I think that you didn't have the moxie to kill yourself or the knowledge. You think you profess it and possess it. And I think that you didn't have it, so you know as well as I do from your police training that you pull a knife out within 6 feet of a police officer.
Suicide by cop.
Right. That's right. That's
Why
right.
was I wearing 2 vests?
That's right. So the other alternative is that you intended to do what you wanted to do, and that you were going to engage other people, other innocent members of the public, other police officers whom you have no grudge against, who are actually somewhat your brethren.
That's true. That's what that guy told me. He said, you're a dirtbag. You went after one of your own. And it's true.
That's right. You went after one of your own. That's my point.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad, bad, bad.
Well, it's not just bad. It's tragic, my friend.
It's evil.
Well,
No, it is. It is. Yeah, what a mess.
so which is it?
Huh?
Why didn't you stand in front of a tractor trailer? Why didn't you
I
take
didn't
pills?
think of that. I got it in my head about the gun. And the pills don't work. As far as I'm concerned, with the way my body is, it wouldn't work. And I'm not going to go around being a gimp. I want to be dead. And that's it. So the gun was the next option. That's what I thought. That's what I went and
Well,
did.
if the wounds to your neck were that serious, you'd still be in the hospital. You know that? Because
You know what?
they did a CAT scan on you, and I know from
And
speaking to
they
the
didn't get any
officer.
of the things. I know. And you think I didn't
So
get
you really
that?
didn't damage anything when you put the knife in there. Right. So your behavior tonight,
Oh, it was
You-
atrocious. It was criminal. It was evil. Oh
well,
my
it is
gosh.
criminal. Yeah, you killed somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you went there with a purpose.
No, I went there to get a gun.
Yeah, and what I'm saying to you is that's not plausible or believable.
To you, and that's what you're saying, but the thing is when I go into the courts will hear what I have to say and they'll decide what they want to say. You can get up there and say what you have to say, but it's up to
No,
them.
it doesn't matter
It's
what I
the
say.
system, or whoever.
It's what your trier of fact will believe or understand.
Yeah, and that's okay. I'm okay with that.
So you didn't consider drowning?
I did. I talked to my mom and dad. I said, I don't want to drown. Gross. Because with my luck, I'll survive it.
Because you're extra tough.
Yes.
You wouldn't want to do pills because you don't know how much to take. Even though if you took them all, it would kill you. You know very well. You've seen it before.
Not
you don't
necessarily with me.
Right, you're that.
I am that tough.
Okay, so you don't want to hang yourself.
No, because I saw a guy do that, and that's no way to do it.
As each possible method of suicide is met with an excuse of why it wouldn't work, it becomes easier to believe the detective's comment that Gregson either doesn't really want to kill himself or he doesn't have the nerve. For some reason, this stings Gregson's pride, and his anger about his motive and ability being questioned is just about the only time he shows emotion.
Right, so there's a dignified way out of
It wasn't
killing
really
yourself.
a dignified way. The guy was kicking.
So the better way, what you're trying to tell me, and what
For
you
me,
want
the
me to
better way was the
believe,
gun thing.
yeah, what you want me to believe is, and what you're going to want someone to believe someday, is that you went in, you approached a police officer, and had every intentions of disarming him, handcuffing him, and expecting him to say, okay.
Didn't matter what he said.
I mean, you stabbed this officer to death and you still didn't get his gun. Do you even know how to take our guns out of our holsters?
Well, hey, that's right. Oh my gosh.
Do you even know how to do that?
No.
No. So how are you going to do that?
I didn't think of that.
No. So
I
you
think of a lot of things.
Or that's what you want me to believe?
Yep.
That's what you want me to believe, or that's the truth?
That's what I'm going to tell the court, and that's the truth. Because in ours, you got to do a rock, eh? To bring it out. Your guy's, he had a latch on it, so he couldn't pull it out. If he had been able to, didn't have that latch, he could have pulled it out and got rid of me.
Oh, don't worry, he knows how to get his gun out. Don't worry.
Oh,
It had nothing to do with the latch. The latch not for him.
30 minutes, 30 seconds,
Did
30
he even
seconds.
did he even go to his gun?
Yes, he did. We were both grabbing for it. Never mind. 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Yeah, I might regret this. If he didn't have that latch, he would have been okay.
Why, you would have got the gun?
He would have got the gun out and shot me.
Or you would have got it?
No, I wouldn't have gotten it. He had his hand on it. He
What
was pulling it out.
What did you say to him?
I didn't say anything to him.
How'd you get him out of the car?
I'm not telling him. I'm going to keep that to myself. You'll hear this story. He would have had his gun out, but he was jamming the gun. It was stuck. That's stupid. I can't believe you people do that. On our guns, we have the lock, so you can just, if you do quick draw, you just draw, it comes out. But no one has latches on their guns. Like, it's too much of an extreme of safety.
Well, how close were you then? How
I
close?
was on top of him.
Well, maybe clothing jam. Do you know?
No.
You mean on top of him as in on top of him, or
I was on
right
top
in front of him?
I was on top of him. We're on the ground. Okay, never mind. But if you didn't have that latch, he would have been okay. That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Style of holster we have.
I know. They give us our vests and they tell us that police when I was there, they said the purpose of your vest is to stop a 9mm. It won't stop a 40 caliber. It won't stop a 45 caliber. But if someone gets your gun, it'll protect you from your own gun. The vest.
What caliber gun do we carry?
40 caliber. That's why I had two vests. But yeah. he'd had our holster, he'd have been okay.
Maybe if he had your holster, you'd have got the gun away from him.
No, not the way he was.
What do you mean, not the way he was?
He was fighting.
Of course he was. He was fighting for his life. And you were stabbing him in the throat.
No, at that point. 30 seconds. Don't be upset with me. I have to ask you something. What was his name?
His name was Eric.
Okay.
His badge number was 1907. He's got 2 small children.
Yes. I know.
No, actually, he has 4 children. He has a wife. Like you. Like me.
When Gregson asks who he killed, the detective takes the opportunity to mention that he had a wife and kids, just like Gregson himself. However, rather than shaming Gregson or making him feel a connection, he remains unmoved by the information.
And you chose, not him. You left him with no options. You made that choice. He was there at the hospital helping somebody, a victim of another violent crime. And you intervened with your selfish act. What say you to that? I don't really care about the 30 seconds. I want to know why you think that you could take another cop's gun and get away with it. Why you think that he'd let you take that gun. Why you think that he wouldn't fight for his life. Why would you think that? You wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Why would you think he would? Because he wanted to help you? No. You very much knew the likely outcome of your choice. You knew the outcome of your choice. You knew that he would struggle for his life to keep his gun.
No, I didn't. I didn't think about it. I didn't think about a lot of things. I just focused on my own desire to die, and
I don't think you were that focused.
oh yeah, I was.
Yeah, just have a seat there. We'll get the other officer and we'll get the 2 of you. 2 of them will take you down. They're just going to take you down the hall.
Okay. Ah, boy, oh boy. Man, I don't believe how stupid I am. Man, oh man. I am a piece of shit. Holy shit. Gosh. How did things get this bad? Jeez Louise, I used to be a protector. Now I'm just a piece of shit. Damn. There's just some things you can't fix.
can't breathe life back into this person.
No. So. Oh my God. What a nightmare. But. No, he's.
Who's he?
Eric. Huh. Yeah. I don't think I can
Do what?
go back.
Go back where?
In time. You can't go back in time. There's no going back in time. There never is. That's why they make movies about it, because people want to do it.
No, you make the best of what the situation that you're in.
Yeah.
That's telling the truth.
This
You're
is
sorry for
fine.
not telling me the truth, but you're not sorry for what you did.
Because I'm not telling you the
Is
truth.
that what you want to leave me with?
Nope. I'm just not talking about a certain time period in this incident. And it's not an incident. It's a horrific thing. And that's it. There's nothing I can. I gotta.
Gregson still stubbornly refuses to give any useful information. You can tell it's not as easy as he tries to make it appear. He keeps shifting around and tapping his head rapidly in an effort to try to contain himself.
When you go to my house, look at my training place. It's in the basement. I do it every day.
I will.
Every day
I'm not overly concerned about that. I'm concerned what happened to my friend
I know.
in the parking lot. Eric.
Yes. How old was he?
He's 49 years old.
Yeah.
51, sorry. He's 51 years old.
Just shy of retirement. Damn.
No, actually, no. He just joined the Ottawa Police.
Oh, really? No.
And you chose that. You ended it.
Your name's Tim.
It is.
Tim Hughes.
Hodgins.
Sorry, Hodgins. Okay, Tim Hodgins.
Tell me about the last moments of his life.
I didn't know he was dead until I was inside and that guy said, "You just killed one of our guys."
Right, but tell me about the last moments of his life.
Oh, the guy jumped me and then he was bear hugging me and he got up and he ran into the hospital. And when I was taken in, I saw blood all over the ground.
Yeah, the guy who came out to help bear hugged you.
Yeah, he was a paramedic or something.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the last moments of Eric's life.
I wasn't there for them. He went into the hospital. He got up and he ran in. And the guy.
You can't think that that's what I'm talking about. That's as callous a thing as I've ever heard anyone
It's
say
not
in my life.
callous.
You don't think that's callous?
No.
I'm telling you that's callous.
Based.
Sweetheart.
Okay.
Kevin, there's a camera right there.
Yes.
Look at that camera.
Uh,
If there's one thing that you want to leave this room to tell Eric's family,
oh.
it's right there.
I'm sorry with your dad.
That's it?
That's it. I am.
You're not sorry about his brothers and sisters, his wife.
I never said eloquent.
That's all you got?
I'm not you. That's what I am. I am sorry. have to wait you out. That's all.
So you can wait me out and not tell the truth, sure, if you like.
The truth. I took this course too.
You're the honest guy, right?
Awkwardly honest, brutally honest.
Well, then be brutally honest, Mr. Brutally Honest.
I heard you guys whispering outside.
Whispering? You didn't hear me whisper.
Someone was.
I don't. There might have been somebody outside the door. You can hear people coming and going past the door here all the time. It might have been me. I was having a slice of pizza. That's why I offered you one.
Was you?
No, I think it's a little pizza. Ham one. I'm not sure. And a glass of water. Which I offered to you.
No. I got this one here.
Still haven't explained why you didn't select any other man like that. Which I just don't get it.
If you were going to do it, what would you do? Stand in front of a car?
It's really irrelevant. You know what I wouldn't do? If I made the choice, so now that you asked me your question, but I feel like answering. If I made the choice to end my life, I certainly wouldn't be a coward and involve somebody else that has no purpose in your little drama. I wouldn't be doing that, no. So now that you ask me, and I'm being brutally honest with you, Mr. Gregson, Kevin, now that I'm being brutally honest with you, Kevin, that's something I wouldn't do. Because I don't think that was your intent. That's why.
Yeah, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for intent.
Oh, I know what the intent is.
That's what you're saying.
You've already provided it. I just don't get your thinking that you could actually disarm the cop. And even if you did, it wouldn't be that good. It's about the choices that we make every day, the choice that you make, the selection process, the elimination. What's that?
My outfit? It doesn't matter. When they were causing me trouble at work, my plan when I was in Regina was to put my surge on and go down to the Crown Village and cut my throat, which I'm glad I didn't do because it wouldn't have worked. Just to cause trouble for the force because it was a big PR thing. And when I got here in town, my thing was I'll go down to the Centennial Flame, just lay out there. And now I realize, holy shit, that would have been the stupidest thing on the world because I couldn't have cut my throat anyway. And that's what kept me going, the fact that I could die and leave at any time. And this has been going on since 2005. And that's what's kept me going. So I've been suicidal for 5 freaking years. So for me, it's no big deal.
But do you, did you ever seek any medical? Like, did you ever go to a doctor and say, look, I want to check out here?
No.
Why?
You just don't do that. I'm a policeman. That's weak. They go out and talk about this stuff where you go and you talk to psychologists and stuff like that. Everyone say you don't do that. You suck it up.
It can be difficult for a police officer to get mental help without fear of being fired. The system definitely needs to be overhauled in that regard and approached on a case-by-case basis. But in cases like Gregson's, it's easy to see why this may not happen for a very long time.
You drink or whatever.
You drink?
No.
Do drugs? You don't take any medication?
No, you suck it up.
Did anyone ever tell you you had a mental illness?
No.
You think you do?
Yes.
What do you have?
I think I'm depressed.
Okay. You're depressed. Okay. I mean, I'm not trying to minimize that.
No, when you have mental illness, they just have different ways of exhibiting it. Schizophrenia, you got depression, you got bipolar, whatever. And all it is a chemical imbalance. And it can be brought on by anything. Like for me,
But you're depressed.
I guess if I'm trying to clock out, I've been this way for years. But the thing is that it's just...
How are you feeling, Kevin? I mean, beyond what you're here for, how are you feeling?
Me right now?
Yeah. You're cold.
I'm supposed to be dead right now. I was supposed to be dead 4 years ago, and I can't seem to friggin' die.
Why is that?
I just don't know. I cut my throat. Like I'm an APO guy.
What's that?
It's a specialized. We have specialized training in the force. It's like a whack, you know.
Hey, hold on.
And the emphasis is on blade work. So I have a that training is nice.
Can you do me a favor, Kevin? I know you're sitting.
sorry.
I don't know if you're cold.
I'm freezing.
No, but could you do me a favor and sit up a little bit? I'm
Yeah,
just.
okay, sorry. I'll just sit up and suck it up. No, but so the thing is that
You're on video, right? It's all being recorded, so you do know that, right? We did. I've already been over that. But I don't mean to
I've
interrupt
done
you.
lots of this.
Have you?
Forensics interview.
Do you? Where did you take that?
In Regina.
At the depot?
Well, the course is at Temple. Yeah, it was after. It was in my 5th year of service.
Okay. And how did you like the course? I took the one here at Canadian Police College. It's probably the same one. It's 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you said about some specialized training. Was that in the military?
No, it was in the force here.
Yeah.
We have a unit that just counter-terrorist. I have their training. The emphasis is on blade working.
Sure.
And I was taught that you use your blade and you hit people with the jugular or something, you're supposed to die. So I cut myself on both sides on the jugular 3 times each. Like I went in deep and I just gutted it. And it didn't, all it did was put holes in my neck. And it didn't cut the veins, the arteries. And the lady at the, sounds so crazy. The lady at the doctor said because they're flexible, they bounce.
They move around.
Yeah, but the knife I had was like razor sharp. Sure. And it didn't cut it. And so I needed a gun to blow my brain out because I couldn't cut my throat. I passed out. The first time I cut home and I woke up and I was covered in blood and I could barely walk. I'm so friggin' healthy and strong. I just got up and had a piece of pizza and went out the door. It's just what a friggin' nightmare. So I tried to kill myself and I failed. And part of my training too is when you obtain weapons, you obtain them from security groups and police officers because they're the ones who have them, especially in Western society. Working for them. That's it. And I failed, and I'm still alive, and I just got 2 holes in my neck, and I'm sitting here. And it's kind of holy shit. It's supposed to be happening. I can't even die. What they do in our organization is because they're into image, and they can't fire you once you get in. You can't be fired. It's really tough. And so what they do is they kind of shut you out, and that's what they're doing to me. So you want to leave. Aren't you stubborn? Like even, but
No,
it's
go
just
ahead.
like
This is your chance to vent.
As he describes the efforts to push him out of work over mental health concerns, Gregson mostly just sounds paranoid. Unsurprising if he does have some type of disorder, since that is a common side effect.
This is your chance to talk. There's many sides to every story, and I'm sure you have a side to tell.
they just. So I came here because they were just hounding me. With special law on me, everything.
Special was the surveillance team, right?
It was pretty bad. And so I just came here. And right now my file is sitting on Mr. Elliott's desk.
Bill Elliott, the commissioner?
Yeah. But it took
Do you know him?
personally?
Yeah. No.
No, he's a good guy. But people.
Have you ever visited him?
Oh, you know about that too? Oh gosh.
Know about what?
Well, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but when they're giving me a hard time in Regina, under the RCMP Act, if they do things, when you're a member, I can't. So I made a complaint. I collected evidence. I made a complaint. I personally delivered it to his home. My mom and plated cookies so they wouldn't be intimidated by me. And
You delivered your complaint to him at
not
his
to him,
home?
but to his home.
Oh, okay.
And I brought my mom. She's like 5 feet tall, and she's old.
She's 90.
Well, 73. But she's old, and she's completely intimidating.
Oh, well.
So I brought her along, and just to, so they won't be frightened by me.
You just dropped the parcel at the door?
I gave it to his son, and his son gave it to the dad, and the dad sent me a letter saying you have to work within statute. Because the thing that people understand with Mr. Elliott, I do understand that he's your typical lawyer type guy, and he will not work without. He will only work within process.
He works inside the process.
That's
yeah.
it. because that's the law. So what it did was it took 2 more years to get my file to him appropriately.
Yes.
And so the file's sitting there on his desk now. They had a panel which was
What did you complain about, Kevin? What was your complaint? By the RCMP?
it's involved as an assistant commissioner involved the superintendent, which is not a good thing because you don't do that, or you don't make complaints against registers. But I did, and but now it's on his desk. We'll deal within process. And now this is happening.
Well, you would have to agree that this is considerably more serious than.
Oh, yeah.
You would have to agree with that, right? I mean, you understand the gravity of what's going on. This isn't a complaint against the RCMP. This is a murder of a police officer. We're kind of talking apples and oranges, aren't we? Okay. I don't want you to be under the impression that, or try to make, I don't think you're trying to convince me that they're the same thing, are you?
Gregson becomes a bit disjointed at the end, bringing up irrelevant facts. The detective isn't distracted and tries to get Gregson back on track as the video concludes. In March 2012, Kevin Gregson was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. In September of that year, a 13-year-old girl came forward and credibly accused him of raping her 4 times in the week before he murdered Eric Snappick. At the time of the incident, the girl was 10. Gregson was found guilty of 4 counts of sexual assault and 4 counts of sexual interference, and a 10-year sentence was given to run concurrent with the life sentence he was already serving. Throughout both trials, Gregson showed no emotion or remorse whatsoever.
All right. What a heck of a guy.